Local Weather Authority forecast. We warn you first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Good evening, everybody. We've got a nice day coming our way, and we've even got a nice evening tonight, thanks to, finally, the remnants of Willa getting out of the way, tracking off to the east. Very difficult to see on the satellite and radar where the center of low pressure is. It's about right here, and as it tracks off to the east, hugging the Gulf Coast, it's going to bring a lot of rain to those southeastern states. Places like Louisiana, Mississippi, dealing with a pretty good amount of rain, but that all came from us here in West Texas. Now that it's gone, we've still got a lot of groundwater that's going to be evaporating, keeping our humidity levels pretty high, keeping our skies fairly clear for the most part, especially here across the basin. But notice we've still got a little bit of jet stream activity, pushing a lot of clouds into our viewing area south of I-10. Parts of the Marfa Plateau, the Big Bend, all looking a little bit cloudy earlier today. Finally, that's starting to drift down to the south as we go through the hours here on the satellite and radar loop. But either way, here across the basin, we cleared out fairly early today. By around 2 p.m., we started to see a lot of that sunshine, even in spite of all this groundwater that we've got left over from that rain that we looked at earlier. Over 1.25 inches fell here for Odessa Midland yesterday. Big Spring picking up 1.25 inches to be exact, and Pecos right around 3/4 inch. So again, tons and tons of rain still drying from the ground, still evaporating off the soil, and that is going to keep our humidity numbers fairly high for the next couple of days. That could lead us to see some fog chances in the morning time, but for the most part, we're going to have very clear afternoons and clear evenings coming our way, and that comes complete with a lot of sunshine and some very warm temperatures. A nice change of pace over what we saw yesterday with our highs in the 50s. Now, speaking of 50s, our humidity numbers actually right at 50% for Odessa Midland, so we've still got a lot of work to do as far as drying the ground out. You may run into a couple of puddles on the roadways or on the sides of the roadways where that water collects, and that's a function of how much humidity we've got. Normal for this time of day is about the 30s, so Hobbs, Seminole, all right at average. Odessa Midland just a little bit on the high side. Not too big of a deal, not too bad. And as we get on into the evening time, we'll see some clear skies staying in place, and that'll help our temperatures drop off pretty quickly. So expect another chilly morning for tomorrow in the 50s, but once we get to the afternoon time, we are going to warm up very nicely. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour rainfall and cloud coverage. Not showing too much right now because we don't have too much in the way of cloud cover at all. It's not doing a good job picking up on that jet stream activity, but I think it does a good job catching up in the overnight hours. Lots and lots of clear skies across the basin, but we can't rule out a couple of clouds there in the Trans-Pecos by the time we get to this evening and late night hours. But early morning tomorrow, a couple of clouds begin to roll in for the most part down to the southeastern basin, moving out very quickly. And once we get to the afternoon, we may see a couple of light showers developing in some of the high elevations, parts of the Marfa Plateau, maybe the Davis Mountains, maybe Alpine, seeing a little bit of that shower activity, but I don't anticipate too much in the way of any strong thunderstorms or anything like that, and that'll clear out very quickly by the time we get into the evening. Now, once we do get into the evening, we'll warm up a little bit more than what we saw today. 72 degrees, our high temperature today, normal for this time of year, 75. So we're only a couple of degrees shy of that normal temperature. Not too bad there, especially considering yesterday picked up to only 55 degrees, and that is a full 20 degrees below average for this time of year. 70 degrees currently here in Odessa Midland, 73 for Pecos. Generally, according to this model, doing a pretty good job, and it shows that drop-off in temperature pretty quickly. By the time we get to 10 p.m., right at 60 degrees on the nose for Odessa Midland. So if you've got plans out there tonight, trying to get an early start to the weekend or what have you, maybe dress for the occasion. It'll be kind of chilly out there tonight, and pretty chilly for tomorrow morning, with lows dropping down to about 52 degrees, 54 for Fort Stockton, and 52 for Alpine again. So again, we've got one more chilly morning coming our way, but this weekend looks to be very great. Temperatures picking up to 77 degrees for tomorrow's high, 80 degrees Saturday, and 78 on Sunday. We'll warm into the 80s again for Monday, too. So it looks like we're finally getting to see some of that fall weather, if not a little bit above average in terms of high temperatures, but I think that sunshine more than makes up for it.
Yeah, so today we finally saw some clear skies, you know, after a bit of rain, and it's sticking with us.
Yeah.
We have a lot more sunshine headed our way.
And, you know, I think people in the basin, we're all glad to get the rain that we did.
Yes.
But I think everybody's like, that's enough.
We could use a break.
Yeah.